As you approach the switchboard to commence work, it is important to run all safety precautions before entering the main switchboard. Also, before commencing work, it is important to assess the area around the switchboard for a suitable place within 2 meters of the switchboard to mount the CT unit. Mark and drill mounting holes in the unit cover and drill the mounting holes and 25mm hole for a switchboard entry in a suitable location. As this is a single-phase mains single-phase solar installation, we'll be running 2 times current clamps labelled at both ends for identification. It's a good idea to use 1 for mains and 4 for solar, and a suitably sized twin and earth cable to match the rating for the circuit breaker being used to power the unit. I will stress that it cannot be smaller than 1.5mm squared cable. Use mechanical protection where required, for example corrugated conduit to enter the switchboard. The current clamps must be run with the current clamp end in the switchboard and the Molex head in the unit end. As this is a demo installation, you'll notice that we have some spare cables. We're just going to ignore those until later sections. Now that I've run the cables from the unit to the switchboard, I've mounted in here the CT200 unit into the weatherproof casing. The first step where we mounted the weatherproof casing will obviously not be needed if it's an internal install, in which case you would mount the CT200i black box directly to the wall using appropriate fixings. Terminate the twin and earth into the unit of the main terminal provided. Terminate the twin and earth at the switchboard into a suitably rated breaker. I've chosen in this case the lighting circuit, which is a 10 amp MCB RCD, and I've deemed it suitable for connection. Label the circuit breaker with the carbon track sticker provided for identification and isolation purposes. Now you can clamp the mains clamp, labelled 1 previously, around the main active, taking note of the current direction indicated on the clamp. As all clamps are different, just spend a little bit of time finding the current direction on your specific clamp. For this training video purpose, we are ignoring the other 2 phases and treating this as a single phase installation. Now we can clamp the solar clamp, labelled 4 previously, around the solar active, again taking note of the direction indicated on the current clamp. Also take note that in terms of the solar, the current direction is from the inverter flowing towards the main switch. Plug the mains current clamp labelled earlier into the port labelled phase 1. Now plug the clamp labelled 4 earlier, the solar clamp, into the port labelled phase 4. With the unit's main switch in the off position, turn the battery switch on into the on position. The light at the side of the unit should come on. Turn off the battery switch and turn on the main switch, and using a multimeter test for 240 volt supply. The lights should be on. As this is a demo unit, we cannot power it up, but you should be expecting a light and 240 volts across active and neutral at the terminal. Turn the battery switch on and leave on, as well as the main switch. You're now ready to test and commission the unit. To test and commission the unit, you can refer to the installation manual under the testing and commissioning section. Once the unit is successfully tested and commissioned, seal any holes made in the unit with silicone to maintain the IP rating, and seal any switchboard holes with fire-rated sealant to maintain the rating of the switchboard.